Chandler, Mount Juliet Police. First name's Tyler, Tyler, last name Chandler, Chandler. So this morning, we appreciate all of our community's patience as we search for an armed burglary suspect who burglarized the Motor Cars of Nashville, which is a car dealership on Athens Drive. This all occurred around 3:15 a.m. when we began to receive updates from the business owner about an active burglary in progress. He was watching this live on his surveillance system through his phone. He was calling in, giving us live updates as our officers were responding to this incident. Our officers arrived and the burglary was still in progress. They were setting up a perimeter. At that time, the suspect was fleeing the business, jumped into a stolen Dodge Charger that he stole from the business. Our officers deployed spike strips, and as that vehicle fled, all four tires were flattened. Of course, a pursuit ensued with that, and it drove into Legacy Park Drive, which is a residential neighborhood nearby Motor Cars of Nashville. The vehicle became disabled because all the tires were flat, and that's when the suspect just jumped out of the vehicle and ran, jumped a fence. Obviously, our officers are not going to give immediate chase to that because this person is armed. This person stole a rifle and 2 handguns from the business, which we were able to confirm from the business owner on the surveillance video that he was watching. The suspect's described as a thin black male, early 20s or late teens. He was wearing a gray hoodie and black sweatpants with a red stripe. Once he ran, we immediately set up a safety perimeter around the neighborhood. We called in our tactical teams, K9, and also Tennessee Highway Patrol brought their helicopter out to assist us in the search. And the search is very ongoing. We don't know for sure if he has left the area. He could have associates in the area and he could have got picked up. However, we have to do our due diligence to take care of our community, which our officers do very well, to be sure that he is not still out there somewhere in the neighborhood, right? Because if we did have a mode of his transportation, he doesn't have a way out unless someone came and picked him up. And the last thing we want to happen is him try to carjack someone and then try to flee the area. So we're going to be in the area for some time. We continue to search. Again, it's very ongoing. We did an initial search with our K9, and there was a brief track, but that track was lost in a deep wooded area near one of the homes. But we still have aviation overhead, and we're still doing some ground searches in the area. What is interesting about this is we have been dealing with 5 business burglaries over the past 2 months, where the same suspect description was throwing a rock through windows. Down south, he's burglarized the Subway, down in Providence Marketplace, and also a nail salon. And then on the north side of town, he burglarized the Humble Hoagie, a Cash Express, and also a Dunkin' Donuts. Same suspect description, same MO, where he's finding a rock and throwing that through the window to burglarize whatever he's trying to target. All is occurring during the same time frame from 1 a.m. till about 4 a.m. in the morning. This possibly could be that same suspect. We don't know. The suspect could possibly live in the area. But we've shared video of this. We've shared video from inside the business. We've shared video of the suspect running from our officers. And we're hoping someone may look at this suspect, the clothing, the shoes he's wearing, and maybe possibly help us identify who this person is. If anyone has any idea who this suspect is, we of course are offering a cash reward of $500 for any immediate information that leads to his apprehension.
So just to be clear, did the suspect in this situation use a rock to get inside his business?
Yes.
Also?
Yes, the suspect in this situation did use a rock to burglarize the business. Since we have been conducting the ground searches, our detectives were successful in locating the rifle that was stolen from the business. The 2 handguns have not been recovered. The rifle was in a large case, obviously difficult to run with, so we believe the suspect ditched the rifle once he realized we were on the scene attempting to apprehend him.
Are you recommending that the people who live in these neighborhoods shelter in place?
At this moment, we don't have an active shelter in place. We simply want them to know that we are looking for a suspect. We have that suspect description out there, and if they see anyone matching that description, we want them to give us a call, to call 911 so we can respond to the area. But we don't feel people need to shelter in place at this moment, but there is an ongoing search taking place. Yes, we did confirm with the owner that they were loaded firearms as well. And again, that was our concern. That's why we brought out our tactical team. When you're dealing with a armed burglary suspect who just fled, who's possibly armed with weapons, we're going to take that very cautiously. The last thing we want to do is end up in an armed encounter with this suspect, and our tactical teams have wonderful training to encounter such should they encounter the suspect.
Can you quantify how likely investigators think it might be that he's still in this general area?
It's really hard to tell. It's hard to tell if maybe someone came and picked him up, which is possible. We see that a lot. When someone flees from the police, they immediately get on their phone and try to get someone to come in and pick them up. Obviously, our officers can't stop every vehicle that comes into the area. There's a lot of places to hide. There's a lot of woods, a lot of homes, a lot of backyards, a lot of businesses where someone could easily hide. Regardless, we still need to do our due diligence to check the area to see if this person is still possibly in the area. We have our tactical teams out there, we have our canine teams out there, and also Tennessee Highway Patrol is out here with their aviation.
And Captain, can you clarify the timeline? Did the suspect run when you saw the police arrive at the scene, or was it early?
When we arrived on the scene, he was fleeing the business, saw our officers, got into the vehicle, and fled. Luckily, our officers did have a good plan in place. They took the time to put out spike strips across that dead end cul-de-sac that the business is on. So that's why they were successful in, disabling the suspect's vehicle. The suspect's vehicle was disabled in the neighborhood, and now he's apparently on foot, and we're searching for him.
And if the suspect is found, what's the next steps as he is on the
Well, just like any approach when we encounter a person who's possibly armed, our officers will do exactly what they're trained to do to deal with an armed person. Nothing changes. Well, we didn't get into those details yet. Our number one goal here was to determine if they were loaded or not, which they are, and then of course the details on the suspect. We have been working to get that surveillance video to see if we could determine anything from the video. This person has done nothing yet to target the public. So far, he's just been running from our police officers, running from that apprehension. No shots were fired. Right, anything else? All right, thank you, everyone.